Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Booga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Psychic Sundays Live. It's always our favorite time of the week. Now, our producer did go out today to try and get today and yesterday to get some videos, but that didn't go so well, did it?
I'm sorry, you're talking to me?
Yes.
I have absolutely no idea what you said.
Oh.
Why don't you talk to the audience instead?
I will.
I'm here all day.
He is, bless his heart. So we still have the same videos, which I hope you guys like the videos that he's been taking. He's been walking around the river, getting some nice water shots, and he's going to take some strolls through Shakespeare Gardens, which is blooming right now. It'll be blooming all summer, and that'll be beautiful as well. Give you something to look at while you're waiting for me. And speaking of waiting for me, we do have, oh, look at that. Hi, Priestess, hello. Alicia, hi. Bubbles, hi. Gem Girl, hi. Marcy, hi. Wave Killer, hi. Lynette, Lucid Dreams, oh, everybody's here. Trudy, hi, Trudy. Okay, so we do have one segment that we do week after week, and that's the pick three. And unfortunately, at the tail end of the Mercury retrograde, there was a little accident with the cards, and the crystal cards are no more, folks. So the pick three is going to be something a little different. We will be using a smaller deck, and this is from Europe, and it is the Gypsy deck. And we will be looking at who is influencing you this week. And also, we were discussing doing another segment just to break up the readings a bit, so it's not just a solid hour of readings. We were talking about doing another segment called the Spell of the Week. And I wanted to know, what do you guys think about that? The Spell of the Week. And what kind of a spell would you like me to give you guys? I know a lot of easy, safe spells to do. So let me know what you want, and we'll discuss it. And without further ado, everybody's been waiting long enough. We'll get on with the readings. And of course, it starts out with High Priestess. Respect, High Priestess. And she says, did I make the right choice by cutting off Scorpio? Well, High Priestess, I'm just going to look at the northeast, southwest of you, because you're still kind of focusing in on that when there's so much else at play in your life right now that's so much more important, actually. So let's just look at the northeast, southwest of our friend, High Priestess. And shuffling my old friends here, I've had this deck since 1993. My sisters Anita and Betty saw it at a Renaissance fair, and they bought it for me with a matching bag. And these cards have been my good friends ever since. They're well broken in, and any of you out there who have a tarot deck know how nice it is to have that well-worn deck. And now on to the High Priestess, and see where she is with the world. Okay, so you've got the King of Wands, and that's in the north.
Can you pull those cards down?
Sure, I can. So in your north, you have the King of Wands. That's your grounding. That's your reality. And you might be asking, well, why do I have a king when I've just made myself a solitary person? Well, it means that right now you are the king of your life, and this is a time for you to take charge and be like the king. So the universe is kind of clapping you on and saying, yeah, this is a time for you to stand strong and make things happen for yourself in this life. So I think you've got a summer where you're going to be focusing on things like career and enterprise, and you do have a return. You have the Eight of Wands as you come into, on the east. That is things in motion right now. And you've got the Eight of Wands reversed. And in this particular deck, the Eight of Wands shows kind of lovers' games and the chasing around and that. And it feels like the lovers' games kind of cooled off. Well, now, wasn't it nice to be infatuated for a little while, though? And let's look at yourself and look at where your passion is. And your passion, again, the Queen of Coins. This is definitely a time for you to make yourself strong and productive. And remember, the better position you are in life, the better individual you will attract. Because I've got a feeling, that your guys are just telling me that with you, it's not about attracting guys. You got a lineup outside your door. You don't realize it, but you do. Yeah, this is a time for you to focus in on career, because when we look at things flowing into your life out of the West, you've got the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles reversed. So that means that you've got kind of some sort of a problem happening around work. So this is a good time for you to be focusing in on career and asking yourself, I get this feeling that the reason you're being told that there's a problem coming up is because you're good at solving problems. And that's what the Queen of Coins is telling me as well. So, yes, you did the right thing. You just, you had your fun, but it's time for you to focus in on work, because there's some stuff that needs your attention. It's time for you to step up to the plate and make some changes there, make some corrections. You can really improve your lot in life that way. Okay, so we move on to Alicia. Alicia, it's so nice to see you. Looking lovely as always. And, sending light and love and light. Oh, I like that. Okay, so on to Bubbles, who wants to know, how does TJ currently feel about me? Well, Bubbles, let's see if it's changed any from last week.
Bubbles, have you considered asking TJ?
Yeah.
It works really well.
Yeah.
Worst thing you can say is no.
Yeah, it's so hard. So many people regret when they're older not stepping up and at least speaking up for themselves when they were younger. And this is one of those situations. Now, I've got to say, I'd love to throw some cards for you, but you know what, TJ? That guy is Bubbles. I'm sorry, Bubbles. That guy, and I'm pointing to my producer, is really good. And so I kind of trust what his guys are telling him. Okay, I'm very fortunate that way to have somebody who is connected spiritually. Okay, so I will cut up one card, one card, and I shouldn't even do that, but I'm going to pull up one card. Yeah, even the cards are saying you're a little out of balance here. So his opinion hasn't changed at all. It's, don't ask a brick wall to change, right? So if you're impatient with him and you don't like playing the waiting game, maybe it's time for you to play the moving on game, Bubbles. But if you haven't talked to him, at the very least, give the guy a chance just by stepping forward and talking to him a little bit. Make a connection and see if anything happens. But if you're sitting over there and he's sitting over there, nothing's going to happen. Okay, so Gem Girl, will Anthony ever commit to me once he's back home? Oh, problem with once you get kind of stressed out about whether or not you'll get a commitment, it usually means there's no commitment and you're not wanting to deal with it. But we'll see what the cards have to say. My opinion is meaningless. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say about Gem Girl and her Anthony. Okay, so yeah. That's so just based on this, like when you're coming into this, where your grounding is, it does show that you really haven't been you haven't really been winning in this situation, and it hasn't been going your way. You've got the Six of Wands is usually right side up. It's a card of victory, but when it's turned upside down, that means your victory is turned upside down too. So something that, that there was good potential here, but it's fading fast. So I'm not sure you're getting a yes here. Because what they're telling me is that you might not see it now, but there's a new beginning on its way to you. And even when it looks at the passion, looks like things that have been restricting you, things that have been holding you back, obstacles are falling away. And before you say, oh, well, that means that everything's going to open up and he's going to commit to me. No, he hasn't done that yet. But they're talking about something new coming in. So maybe you just have to get sick enough of Anthony that you kick him to the curb. Let's see what that last one is. Let's see what the West brings in. Because the East is bringing in a new potential something here. But they're not showing you because I keep getting drawn to the blindfold on the little one there. Okay. So don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt as bad as you think it is. And there is something new coming your way. Sometimes there's this old phrase, a watch pot will never boil. And sometimes it means that good things don't happen when you look too closely at them. And there's that feeling, that's the feeling that I'm getting here, is because there's something new coming in and it's growing and getting better and better because you aren't pouring all that laser sharp attention on it. So something you're not even paying attention to is going to bear some pretty amazing fruit. See the little fruit trees there. Okay, so, and they are saying that this comes down in June, but it's over in 3 weeks. So there you go. You'll be in a different position by the end of this month. Okay, so moving on. Hi, Marcy. It's good to see you. And I need to scroll up a little bit. And we have Wave Killer next. Hi, Wave Killer. How are you? Welcome back. What can I expect from Chris in the weeks to come? More silence or more bonding? Boy, oh boy, I hate being in that kind of position. Hey, by the way, before I even go any further, I haven't seen any responses yet in the chat, but I'll scroll down. But let me know. Do you guys want a spell of the week? Maybe I can share one with you later on in the show. Something simple and safe, maybe to draw love or money, prosperity, charm.
They better want it because I made a graphic for it.
Yeah, he made a graphic for it. And unless you guys start saying you want it, we're not going to show you the graphic. That'll teach them. Ooh, Wave Killer, you're already getting the page of coins. We're going to see what that's all about. Okay, what can you expect from Chris? And then it's the page of coins. Okay. So, usually the page of coins is a good thing. I've seen that guy before. Feelings don't change, but something new is beginning. Okay. So when we look at the way things flow, like you've got east to west, so you've got air, so that's things that are being blown in, and you have this Two of Cups. So you really haven't been receiving messages of love the way you would expect. So I can see why you feel the way you do about Chris, because it has been kind of good and bad mixed together. Although when you're with him, it feels like he loves you as much as you love him. But then he's different. So I can see he's a little bit back and forth. In passion, you have death, but it's death reversed. And that indicates a bit of stagnation there. And we're looking at a relationship. So I think that one of the things that the tarot is saying is that you will get a chance You will get a chance to reignite the passion, but when you get the chance, reignite the passion while you have the chance. Okay, so there is that window of opportunity. When I look at where you stand and you have a solitary vision. And you know, when I look at that baby, it just feels like his feet's planted so solid on the ground. That's the vibe I'm getting from that and from you. So your feet are pretty solid planted on the ground. You've got attention for other people. You have other opportunities, but you are focused in on him. And so you need to bring some passion to the whole thing. You need to bring a little bit of a surprise. And when you ask what you can expect, and as we look into the West and things flowing in, there will be decisions to be made. Okay, so there are some major decisions coming up about this relationship, and it is on both sides. Okay, so that's what you can expect. Wave killer. Okay, and then we got Lynetta. Hello, Lynetta. Okay, and Alicia, we no longer do generals, but I would be happy to answer a single question on a single topic. Well, and we just do that for the time constraint. And yeah, just ask a question. I'll gladly answer it, my dear. Okay, and Lucid Dreams wants to know if his Scorpio is the soulmate. Oh, well, I have this thing about the word soulmate. I think it's a little bit overused, but I understand what you're saying here, Lucid Dreams. You want to know, is he the one? Is he the only? And as lovely as it sounds to have a one and only, it's an awful lot to put on somebody's shoulders, too. So let's just see. Lucid Dreams. Lucid Dreams and Scorpio. Lucid Dreams and Scorpio. I almost wish I had my Aleister Crowley deck here. See, he's got some scorpions in that deck. Okay. Okay. Lucid Dreams, could he be the guy who loves you right now that just wants to enjoy his time? Because I'm kind of getting this vibe. Even when you ask the question, he's really not ready for as much as you're putting on his shoulders, but he really likes you. He loves you. He wants to spend time with you. He doesn't want to think about where he's going to be when he's 60. You know, he just wants to think about the now, and that's fine. That's fine. Just relax, Lucid Dreams. He loves you. He wants to have fun. You've got these cards, even though they're reversed, are all good relationship cards. So I think you have the seeds of good relationship, and you need to be real careful not to overwater. You know, never overwater your plants. So you've planted the seeds here. Why don't you just relax and enjoy and smile when you see him and be happy to see him and be happy for the time you spend together, and don't worry so much about whether you guys are going to be together when you're grandparents. Okay? You might find that next year it's a different story. But if you want the relationship to last until next year, then you need to be a little more lighthearted this year. Okay.
Well, we've got requests for a love spell.
Ooh, okay. So we will do the love spell.
And next we have Trudy, who wants to know about her finances.
Okay, Trudy. And Trudy, I'm going to change over. Ooh. to the runes. And the deck of runes I use are some of my own homemade runes. Hold away from my mic. Get a few. Trudy's Finance. Okay, so this grouping right here, this first grouping that you have, is telling me that this is a time for you to get out and decide what you want to do. So it's sort of like this is a time to go out and look as far as where you should invest, where you should plant your seeds, because you have this is wheat. And this is justice, but in this case, when I see that arrow, it's just saying go, 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 go. So this is time for you to be looking. This is the time for you to be the hunter. So it is time for you to it is time for you to start thinking about where to direct what resources you have. And keep in mind, don't tell me I don't have any resources. Even if you have $1, you have $1 to invest in something. And if you have $1 and you think about it and you're clever, you can figure out a way to turn that dollar into $1.10 and then turn that $1.10 into $2 and so forth and so on. So it is like just like a snowball that you build up. But the runes are saying, go for it, go for it, go for it. And they also are saying that there is something, there's a little bit of serendipity coming your way to help you out. So show a little effort and the universe will send you a little gift. Yeah. So overall, you're in a pretty good direction. It does say that once that there is advice coming from your family. So listen to what the old folks have to say. Yeah. Oh, is there a bee there? No. Okay. So right now it is the idea with the finances is investing and directing your money well, even if it's a little bit. Build on that little bit. Okay, also there's a little side note, Trudy, that you've got love coming into your life, and it's a productive kind of love. It's a blessed kind of love, but it's something that you need to make sure that you use contraceptions, or it might be the kind of love that produces a baby. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. And
Next, we have Lynette, who wants to get in touch with her spiritual side. She doesn't need cards for that.
okay. I'll get it. Here we go. I get in touch with my spiritual side. Okay, Lynette, the trick is meditation. And I want you to send me an email at queenofoogaboga@gmail.com because I actually have an article that I wrote on how to start meditating and how to use it to strengthen yourself spiritually. I would share it with you for free. And all you have to do is send me an email and ask for it so I can link back and just send it to you. Okay, so do that because I think that the best way to get in touch with your spiritual side is through meditation. 100, 1,000, 1,000,000%.
Emily is looking for a job.
Oh, Marcy is talking about, okay, I'll get right with you, Emily, but Marcy is talking about our friend Cindy, who's really under the weather this week, and we all hope that she gets better soon, and I'm asking everybody to send her a little light and love energy to get her going, so maybe she'll be back joining us next week. That'll be very, very nice. And Emily wants to know about when her next job is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the Pamela Coleman Smith deck. This was a Christmas present from the producer. They've had this deck, 2 years now?
Yes, one of the decks she did not give away.
I will never do that again. I got the decks I gave way
You
back.
won't be given a chance. I'm not getting you anymore.
Okay. So, Emily in the job. Okay. That's okay. He can get me diamonds and rubies. Emily in a new job.
How about some Ruby-esque?
We'll see. Emily in the new job. I gotta get one more shuffle. He distracted me. Whoops. Oh, really? Okay, so Emily, I'm going to look at the north, east, south, and west. But cards act all sorts of ways, right? And sometimes, if you're a reader, they'll give you a little hint. For example, I looked at this reversed, and I said, "Oh, really?" Because Emily's question is, what is my next job going to be? But this still applies because the idea is that you can, if you ask about whether there's a job out there for you, and the answer is yes, but then you go sit on the couch, the job isn't going to come to you. And this card right here is telling you that you need to put in more effort. So you're at that do part. I'll tell you a story about that after. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. Okay, the one thing that the cards are saying is that make sure that you don't miss an opportunity by standing at the doorway dithering. Okay, because when I look right here, I have the Ace of Cups. So in your north, it's telling me that you have a chance, that you have an opportunity being just handed to you. It makes me wonder if you have free education in front of you or something like that. Because it's basically saying that you need to tell the universe what you want. But you need to get active. And if you want to find out what your next job is going to be, you need to go out there and find out what jobs are there. Because these are all about, embracing what's being handed to you and being active as far as going forward and grabbing it. You have the concept that you want to make change. Go ahead and do it. The problem is, this is where it falls apart with you. Because here, you've got the Eight of Cups reversed. And the Eight of Cups right side up is about turning your back on sheer profit for something that makes you happy. So when you're asking about another job, obviously you want to go somewhere where you're going to be happier. But, sometimes we feel safe in a certain spot. And this is kind of indicating that, you can think about moving on, but then you start thinking about, well, but I'll lose my security, but maybe but I have bills to pay and things like that. That's not getting you ahead. And if you were happy where you're at, you wouldn't be so restless. This says, actually go for it. Actually move forward and embrace the opportunities that are right in front of you. And this Nine of Swords goes right here, right along here, because your guides are kind of tweaking you a little on the nose, Emily. Because they're saying, we can send you 100 opportunities, but you're not taking it. Please prove them wrong. Say, I'm not going to sit in my bed and worry about something. I am going to go and grab what's in front of me. Carpe diem, stability be damned. I'm going to grab what makes me happy. So, prove your guides wrong. Okay, and thank you for tuning in. Okay, hi Roy. Hello, Miss Queen. I just relocated for work and I wanted a ballpark. I want a ball. I thought I wanted a ballpark. That'd be fun. Build it and they will come. Okay. What your cards say when I will find a place to call home. Oh, okay. Ooh. That is the tower kind of came flying out, and I know anybody that has a tarot deck kind of went, "Oh no, that card came out!" And the thing of it is that we haven't even started the reading, and you started a new job. So part of starting a new job, sometimes you have to break an omelet to make. Sometimes you have to break a couple of eggs to make an omelet. And that tower says, "Yeah, you've already burnt some bridges to go forward." So you really can't turn around and go backwards. So don't worry about don't worry about breaking something that's already broken, right? So let's see what the cards have to say. And I'm just going to stick with that northeast, southwest, because I sure do like that layout. Trademark. Okay, so. Okay. So it is giving me August right up front. Boom, August right there. And when we look in the past, you got the Hanged Man, but it's the Hanged Man reversed. So it's kind of like right now is at the point where you're kind of emptying out your savings in your pockets to pay for living expenses, and that's okay because that's what your savings is for, right? They're giving you an answer. The answer is August. They are showing me the Empress, which tells me that this is something that you can love, that you're going to feel good doing, and she's in a field of wheat, so it is a job that you will feel productive, and there's this camaraderie around you. I like to see that, and they do like the job that you're doing. When we look at as it moves forward, you've got the sun, and the sun reversed, and that's kind of more like the summer, and my guess is maybe you're working for a place that's busier in the summer, because it feels like as you go forward, you don't have as much time to play in the sun as you'd like. But if that's the only downside to something that looks like it's pretty good, and you do have that place where you can go home, because that's part of the Empress, is being someplace where you feel warm and comfortable and prosperous. So you are headed in a good direction. And congratulations on the new job.
Well, it is time for pick a card.
Ooh, pick a card, people.
With the replacement cards.
So we're going to see what what the influence is for you this week. And we're using a smaller deck. This is the Gypsy deck. And the Gypsy deck is one that the producer bought in Germany, was it?
Vienna,
sorry. Vienna in Austria, of course. Most beautiful Austria. And I kind of took them. They're really cool cards, folks. They really are. And they tend to be a little blunt. So let's pick a card. Fan them out. And we'll pick card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Okie dokie. So, which card did you pick? Card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3? Okay, if you pick card number 1, then the influence this week for you is the Widower.
You can pull those down.
Sure, I can.
There we go.
Okay, and it's the Widower. And when you think about the Widower, it says that you are going to be dealing with the aftermath of loss. Because the Widower is somebody who's kind of forced into a new life. But the idea is dealing with the aftermath, and there's this kind of genteel energy around this for this person. So I think that this, when I see that kind of influence, it looks like you are on the other side of loss, where you have had loss. This is the week of recovery, healing and recovery for you this week. Did you pick card number 2? Okay, so your influence for this week in card number 2 is a letter, a message. And you've got these cherry blossoms, so it's a message of love and peace. So you are going to have a very good social week this week. You may hear from somebody that you haven't heard from for a long time. Okay. But a message is coming to you this week. Okay. So, did you pick card number 3? Well, if you pick card number 3, then your card for this week is anger. And so it's kind of a warning because, I always feel like anger makes us look stupid. It really does. And you look at the way this guy's, just kind of chasing this boy and yelling at him. And, kids get in trouble, right? But the whole point behind this card and the influence for this week is to count 10. It might be there might be things happening this week that kind of get your blood pressure going up a little bit. Learn to count 10. Have an escape strategy. Don't let anger rule. Okay? So, that was your influences for this week. And the producer tells me that everybody wants love spells.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yes, we will.
In the meantime,
but make sure anybody that wants to do the love spell, make sure you have your pencil and paper ready because there will be a materials list with it. Little one.
And you can just rewind the video and watch that again and again.
Okay.
In the meantime, Trudy wants to know about her love life. Apparently, it's dead.
Oh, so let's see what the runes have to say about you, Trudy. Sorry, I'm sending you the runes. Okay. So, it's a little one. All right. So, whoa. Ooh. Okay, so you asked about your love life. And what does my June... Okay, she asked what her June looked like.
Yes, but she also asked about her love life.
Oh, did she?
And since what her June looks like is a general reading.
Yeah, well, the thing that gets me is you got Rakana on one side and Pertho on the other. And when I see that talks about pregnancy. And right in the middle, you've got Thorazaz and Rythos. So you got Thorn and Cart. And when I look at these, it's sort of like you're good for the first few dates. You're good for the first little bit of a relationship. But sometimes it just doesn't take much for men to just annoy the snot out of you. And so that's what happens. You start going out with somebody and then they get annoying. And the runes are basically saying, yeah, the next one that comes into your life might have a bigger anchor in your life. So the next one might not be so easy to sweep out the door. But there's definitely one coming in your life. Because according to biology, it takes 2. And according to the runes, that energy is right there.
And
Okay.
according to the doctors, it takes 2 doctors.
Oh, yeah? Jeez. And cats do it.
Yes, indeed they do.
Never forget that. Okay, new love
wants surprises.
Ooh, surprises. Surprises in June. Okay, so which deck should I use?
That big one. It looks so
This
pretty.
one?
Yeah, it looks so nice on camera.
Oh yes, the tarot for children. And I really like this deck. I like the energies, and it has more innocent energies, and yeah, I just like it. And it is another one of the tarot decks that the producer got for me. They'll never get me another one. Okay. So we were looking at no.
New love.
New love. Oh, new love and surprises. I see you, Divine Oracle readings. Okay, so north, east, south, and west. And again, this deck is a tarot for kids. And in your north, you have the Empress, but it's the Empress reversed. And so you're wanting to know what surprises are coming up. Wait. Let me double check. Seriously. Uh-huh. Okay, so I guess you wanted surprises. You've got the Empress reversed and the Moon reversed. And the reason I'm kind of hemming and hawing about that is because it makes me wonder if we've got another unplanned pregnancy coming here, because the Empress is sometimes considered the pregnant woman, and she's reversed, and the Moon's reversed. The Moon is about secrets coming out and secrets that you didn't want to come out, and finding secrets out. So there's something about you and pregnancy. You asked about what surprises are coming out, and I'm not sure what exactly that is, because it just doesn't, it just doesn't feel really like pregnancy, but maybe. And it might have, there's this idea of the moon time. And so these two are connected very strongly. So we've got something that's going back and forth there. So that's not a pleasant surprise. So it feels like you're going through some female problems there. When I look at your passion, you've got Six of Swords moving forward, and I like to see that. It's a good one to have reversed, because when the swords are reversed, it means they're falling down. So that the obstacles are falling out of your way. And the thing with Six of Swords, it is about moving forward. It is about moving through. It is about moving through choppy water to smoothie water, and it feels like you are going through that transition right now. And the thing of it is that the card's saying, as you're going through all this, keep in mind, this is where you're headed, and ahead of you. And the next thing that comes into your life after you're dealing with something in the short term, you've got the Two of Cups. So toward the end of the month, toward the end of the month, you've got that Two of Cups, and that Two of Cups is a lot like a lover's card. It is about a blessed union. And so by the time you hit the end of June, you've got a new relationship there, or an existing relationship going very well. But one way or another, you're in that spot, that Two of Cups spot, that pledging to each other, that our cup runneth over. We're so happy with each other, which is better than the beginning of June. So give it a few days, it gets better, okay? And and about the moon, it gets better after the full moon of the month. As you come up to the full moon, it's going to be a little bit on the crappy side, but once you get past the full moon, things go pretty good for you. Happy July. Okay.
Well, let's do Lashika, and then let's give them a love spell.
Ooh, yes. Okay. So Lashika says, good night, Queen. What country will I live or settle in, and when? Okay, so again, that is always, you know, it's always a matter, there's always an aspect of choice. But we're still going to look at it. I'm going to do a 3-card spread just so we got a little bit more of a flow, going one direction to another. So just like this. And of course the middle card is the fulcrum, if you will. So, and you have the Fool, but it's the Fool reversed. And the Fool is about grabbing new opportunities. It's such a good card that I have a big one of tattooed on my arm. Okay, and in this deck it's Dorothy Gale. Dorothy Gale with Toto on her way to Oz. And it's reversed. So it's sort of saying that you're going from Oz and going home. So I think that wherever you're living right now, you may have found it a little bit bizarre. And you already have put the wheels in motion to bring change to yourself. So you are looking for something new. Okay, so you have swords as far as where you're going. So that gives me a bit of a bit of timing there, because that tells me in a period of 5. So we're probably looking at 5 weeks, but it could even be 5 days, but it is in a 5. And you've got the 5 of Swords. One thing about the 5 of Swords, there is this kind of loss, and I really feel like in this card, somebody else's loss is your gain. So that's what brings you to another country. So that tells me that you're probably going into a country where there are some setbacks right now. And I really get a feeling like you're going toward one of the more I'm getting like almost a Western European kind of feel to this, which that's not the nicest part of the world to be in right now, but that's really what it feels like. That, like when I see that sea there, I get the feeling like of the Mediterranean. So I would say that's where you're headed. Somewhere around the Mediterranean. Okay, and thank you for tuning in. And
next, let's
love spell.
Love spell.
Love spell. Love spell. Okay, so what you will need for this love spell, and I'm going to do a simple candle spell. And so we want to get 4 crystals. One of them should be a rhodochrosite. One of them should be a rose quartz. One should be a malachite. And one should be a clear crystal. And all of those are rather inexpensive stones. And anytime you do a spell, it's always the effort and the planning that you put into it. So choose each one with care. There may be $1 or $2 each. Choose each with care. And make sure you get the prettiest one, the best feeling one, the best color one, whatever. But each one of those crystals should have been chosen carefully. And in the middle, I want you to burn a pink candle. And I want you to anoint the candle. Well, when you prepare candles, you kind of put a little oil on your hand and rub your hands together until it's warm. And then you rub it on the outside of the candle to get a little bit of oil on the outside of the candle to bless it, to anoint it. And while you have it on your hand and while you're putting the oil on the candle, you're thinking about love and thinking about what that you want this to bring in for you. Then on the night of a full moon, and there is a full moon coming up at the end of the month, so you take a sheet of paper and you write 3 or 4 things that you would like your new love to have. 3 or 4 qualities. It doesn't matter what they are, just 3 or 4 qualities. And put that on the table, put the candle over it, the anointed candle, And then in the north, facing the north, put the rhodochrosite. And the rhodochrosite it's got like these pink bands, but it's sort of telling the universe you want not just a love relationship, but you want to have all the complexities. You want it to have not just love, but friendship. You want somebody who's going to be interesting. You want somebody who will make you laugh. You want a good lover. All these sort of things. So you want more than just one thing. And so that's why I say rhodochrosite instead of just rose quartz, because rhodochrosite has a lot of different layers to it. So in the north is your rhodochrosite, and to the east of the candle that's where you want to put your rose quartz, because you still want to bring in that pink rose quartz energy of love, 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 love. And of course, rose quartz is all about love. And then in the south, where your passion is, that's where you want to put that clear quartz. The clear quartz is an amplifier, so you want to amplify that passion, because that's the best thing about new love, right? And then in the west, to the west of the candle, you want to put that malachite. And malachite is a really nice prosperity stone, but it's also good for creativity and writing. And in relationships, I think it's good. You want a relationship to start with passion and love and all the soft and fuzzies, but you want a relationship that's going to go in a grounded direction. You want a relationship with a future. So you want a relationship that has the aspects of growth and prosperity and grounding and creativity. And that's what the malachite brings. So you have your petition, which is where you've written three or four things that you want your new love to have, and the candle over top of it. And get a small candle, because you want to burn it straight through. So, one of those real tiny boutique candles, or even a tea light, because a tea light will burn 4 hours, and a 4-hour candle is about right for this spell. So you have the candle, you have the rhodochrosite, the rhodochrosite, the rose quartz, the clear quartz, and the malachite. And then say the Lord's Prayer 3 times. I know that those of you who have done a little bit more would meditate on the candle and put the white light around you and everything else. But for those of you who are just starting out, say the Lord's Prayer 3 times, because that way you have white light protection around you. Because whenever you do spell work, you don't want to attract evil. So say the Lord's Prayer 3 times, and then light a match and ask the universe to send you love, and light the candle. And let the candle burn completely down. And once the candle's burned, I would say that you take the stones and you put them in your purse or put them next to your bed. Put them all together as a group and keep them close to you. And as far as the petition, you should just take your lighter and burn it to send it to the wind. Okay, so that would be your love spell, and that's to attract new love. And you can play it back again and again, and that should be pretty effective for you. Hi, Suzanne. Oh, it was a great day today. It was really blah. Okay, so
Brother Chris has a question.
Okay. As I did look forward at work as how people have been generalizing me under one gender, the bosses did a name tag with the terms that I would like to be addressed. Will this help out more? I guessed it. So I'm assuming that you want to do the they there, and that's fine. And I think that should work out. I can't imagine why it wouldn't, but we'll throw some cards to see the whole situation. We'll see what the cards have to say about the situation, Brother Chris. I know the cloth just keeps straying on me. I think I need a new cloth. What do you guys think? What color cloth should I get on my table? Write in the comments down below. What, this one? No, we need a new one. We need a new one. Okay. So, Brother Creek Chris. Let's see the northeast southwest of our friend Chris. Okay. Okay, so you have the Seven of Swords, but the Seven of Swords reversed. So, you know, when it's right side up, there's that kind of pointless maliciousness and gossip and what have you. When it's reversed like that, it's saying, yeah, you have kind of undone a little bit. You have quieted the voices. So that's okay. You have gotten through, I want to be called, I'm assuming that you're asking to be called they, them. I also know that you're a two-spirit person. But, you know, work in spirit, sometimes that does, you know, gender's fine and that's they, them. Okay. As when I look into the east and the things that are flowing into your life, you know, coming into your life and the messages you're getting, I would listen to your manager. She cares about you a lot. And even when she's telling you things that you don't like, she's the things she says to you and the things that the talk she has with you are all with your best interest at heart. So she feels maternal towards you, and she is on your side, and she definitely wants people to address you in the way you wish to be addressed. There you go. The two of, okay. So I think a name tag, just call me they or them. Because you have the Two of Pentacles, and it's saying, you know, they will try, you know, as far as your co-workers will try and respect your wishes, but it's also saying they can only understand so much, you know. If you're a butterfly and you're living with a bunch of fishes, the fish are only going to understand so much about a butterfly, because how does a butterfly tell a fish what it's like to fly? How does a fish tell a butterfly what it's like to swim? And my point to you is that they don't totally understand your situation, but they're trying to be respectful. Okay, and what happened? Yeah, there we go. And it moves, and you move beyond it. You've got Six of Swords, but it's right side up. And so Six of Swords right side up is about moving around, past a choppy situation. And that's on this side into smoother waters. So yes, it does help. It does help kind of build a bridge of understanding, which is exactly what you wanted to do. Okay.
All right, next we have Suzanne, who isn't busy enough and wants to start more work.
Okay. Oh, love spell all the way. And if you guys like that segment of, you know, a simple spell every week, a spell of the week, let me know. I could come up with one every week. Okay. Do you see me starting a side hustle twice a month for a few hours? Oh, Suzanne.
No, don't do it.
I won't
You're
say it. I
busy
won't say
enough.
what. You, darling, you are busy enough. Oh my goodness. You know, you can plant 12 oak saplings in your yard, but you can't grow 12 oak trees. Oh my goodness. You know, yeah, I think that however much work you want to handle, the universe will definitely pile on. So it's not a question of whether you can start a side hustle, start it twice a month. It's the point that those who care about you and don't want you to be overloaded and distracted and tired don't think you should take on more than you should carry. But I'll throw 3 cards, and I'll bet you the 10 of Wands will come up. And all of us who read know that 10 of Wands is that loaded down guy. Okay, so Suzanne and a side hustle. Well, there's your 9 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, you're being advised to move beyond it. It's not that you can't do it. You know you can, but the idea is that they're kind of saying it's something you're doing to build a wall. You know, sometimes when we don't want to face certain things, we make ourselves busy. And I think the cards are saying, you know, you're kind of making yourself busy here, girl. So, no, it's time for you to just deal with whatever it is that's a thorn in your side so you can move beyond it. Okay, so, Alicia, Samuel and I move... Oh, wait. Yeah, oh, I know. As soon as I start this, I just moved too far up. Okay, Alicia and Samuel. Ooh, which deck should I use for that? Should I go back with the tarot for the kids?
Yep.
Yeah. Alicia and Samuel. The first thing I get is Samuel needs rules. You know, if you want him to pick up his socks, you need to let him know before he goes to the door. As you lay down the ground rules right from the get-go, you won't have many problems with Samuel. Where you do run into problems with Samuel is where you let him do something and then you tell him no. You know, you let him drink directly from the milk carton on Monday, and then on Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to be hard-pressed to tell him he can't drink from it. So you got to tell him ahead of time. Okay, so Alicia and Samuel. Okay, so... Oh my goodness, it's getting late. Okay, so we got the 4 of Cups. I don't think that the tarot is the one you should be asking about that. I mean, see, I know your situation, so I know that there's a third person involved here. And the third person involved loves you, but isn't so sure about the rest. Because it's not just you, and it's not just you that you're asking to share the personal space with. Yeah. I think that it's not a good idea right now, not because of anything between you and Samuel, but with the third person involved here. See that little pink bit? And it's like she wants you to be happy, so she won't say anything, but she is much more uncomfortable than she lets on with the idea of him living in the house. And you've got 2 stuck together here. Yeah, it's saying you should let it ride a little bit more, you know, because there's another relationship that he has to develop to the point where he's actually worthy of her attention. But your little one will go with whatever you say because she loves you and she wants you to be happy. But I'm just worried about it because she's not comfortable with it and she won't say anything to you. So, Mom, that's up to you to decide. Now, if you ask me, is there love here? Is there potential here? Oh, yeah. whatever differences are between you, you can settle it out. But it's like, don't rush this. Don't rush this, because there's more than you involved in your life. Okay. So, hi, Sophia. Okay, and Sophia wants to know, do you see A giving me a commitment in the future? Okay, and new sub, thank you. And while we're talking about being new subs, anybody who hasn't subscribed, please do. And remember to like, that helps me out, and share. Share, bring more people in. You know, it's already past 10. We try and stay around as long as I possibly can, because I do try and get to each and every last one of you, okay? So like, subscribe, share, and thank you for subscribing, Sophia. And we'll see about A and commitment. And I'm just going to stick with the tarot for the kids, because they just seem to like to talk right now. Okay. Sophia and A. The Chariot bodes well. Justice does not, but we'll get on with that. The rules. Okay, so 3 points. Okay, so. You did say in the future, and we're talking 3 years in the future. And I know that sounds like a long time, and it is, but he's just, he has some pretty firm ideas in the direction he wants his life to take. And he's going to take his dear sweet time as far as building things up, you know. In the area of passion, you have the rules with this guy. So regardless of what he feels, he will not do anything impulsive relationship-wise. He does not want to be that kind of a fool. So the best thing for you to do is know, yeah, you'll wait for this guy. You'll wait 3 years for this guy. Is he worth it? Yeah. He's worth it. He's absolutely worth it. But be willing to wait and take the time. Maybe build things like trust, love, friendship, all those other good things that you build along the way before you reach commitment.
Speaking of commitment, I'm getting a little tired of you guys just putting down a letter for somebody's name. If you're not brave enough to speak somebody's name, to write somebody's name, maybe you don't deserve them.
Okay. And Senna, it's so hard for me not to be judgmental when it comes to, will I get back together with this one or that one? Because if the relationship has fallen apart once, it takes a lot to repair that. And there's trust issues that will never be repaired. You know, getting into a relationship is like trying to repair a crystal glass with super glue. And we all know how, you can imagine how that goes. So the fact that you've broken apart makes it highly unlikely that reconciliation will work out. So then it's the idea of, is it emotionally expensive to do that? Having said that, I am going to try and put my own feelings on hold and take a good, honest look as to what you and are. And we have there's 8 billion people in the planet Earth, which means there's 4 billion to choose from as far as males. And you're still looking at a lot, hundreds of millions, even if you take off the ones that are too young, too old, and too committed, too married. Okay, so Sophia. Yeah, the 7 of coins. That's interesting because it feels like this idea of the Seven of Coins is the farmer in the field. And when they're looking at your reality, it looks like you've been working on yourself. You've been working on your life. You've been planting your field, if you will, and building your future. So I'm kind of wondering if taking a step back is really a good idea for you. Um, then as you're coming into this period of your life, it does say that some of your plans have gone a little south. You have the Five of Coins reversed. And right side up, what the Five of Coins is about kind of being on the outside looking in, but, having somebody by your side. When it's reversed like that, it just feels like a situation that the situation has seemed to take a downward turn. So maybe things haven't been going quite as well as you would like it to, as far as building the life on your own. But let's look at the passion here. You know something? There, for a point in time there, you were proud of yourself, proud of what you were doing. And even though you have setbacks, the cards seem to think that you should get back to, get back to what you want. The question is, what did you want to do with your life, and how did you build up your, how do you want your life to go? And I don't think Robert is part of that picture, because when we look at the Nine of Coins, and that's sometimes called the wish card, but the idea of the wish card is that you've gotten it on your own. And I even get that feeling from the Seven of Coins that you're starting, you've already taken a few steps toward an independence on your own. And it's just because you've had a little bit of setback that you're thinking about going back into old habits. And something like picking up cigarettes again. Yeah. You have the Nine of Coins here. And there's that reminder that so many times a leopard doesn't change his spots. So I'm not going to say no, I don't think so, but I definitely think it's not a good idea for you to take that step back. I think you need to remember what you're doing for yourself and why, and know that the efforts that you're making for yourself will succeed. So give yourself more of a chance before you quit. Okay. Jaden, how are you?
Well, Jaden's not going to find out, because if you want to know how somebody thinks or feels about you, just ask them. We're going to move straight on to SB, who wants to know what Carlos feels about her.
Oh, okay. So my child's father's true feelings for me. Okay.
Carlos.
Yes. So SB. One door opens so another one can open. One door closes so another one can open. So true. So true. Okay, so SB. Sarah, it's nice to see you. And we want to look at your father's child. Let's just see him. Okay. SB and her father's child. What do you want? North, east, south, and west. So you're grounding this situation. Oops. It's the Seven of Coins. And I just want to look at the one underneath it, because that one wanted, yeah, and there has already been some heartbreak here. So he is, it's like he's focused in on the fruits of his labor, i.e., the child. So he knows, this is his child. He planted it. He's responsible for it. So that there is that idea of being responsible for one's own child, which I like to see. As you're coming in, I want to just see what the other cards are. Okay, so he does he you guys must have worked out something, because it's kind of like he's looking at the kid and he feels fortunate and he's looking forward to that, and he likes the idea that there's a good enough relationship here that you guys can, co-parent that way. But when it comes in the area of love and passion, he's the king of cup, the knight of cups. So to put it real honestly, when it comes to the love connection or the person that he wants to spend the rest of his life with, you're not quite there. But don't get discouraged, because he really likes how much how on board you are with him being part of the child's life, and how you work to help make that possible, because he feels like having the child and the way things are is an absolute blessing. So he really digs being a father, but don't read so much into it where you think that it extends to you. This is about his son or his child. And you've got the Three of Wands here. So from his perspective, he thinks that as his child's mother, no matter what happens between you guys, romantically, as he has future relationships and as you look into the future, you are always going to be very important in his life, and he will not tolerate anybody that he has seen or any of his friends being unpleasant to you. So he will defend you, but he sees you as a co-parent partner in his life, not necessarily a forever romantic partner. Okay. So
Yeah. And next we have one door closes so another one can open, who's asking about a reconciliation. So now I'm confused about their name.
yeah. Oh, come on, guys. Come on, guys. There's an old Yiddish proverb that if you have a pair of shoes that pinch your feet, and you take them and put them in the back of a closet for 6 months, just 6 months, and you take them back out, guess what? They still pinch your feet. And I just think that sometimes we go back to old partners because it's easy. It's a way of quitting, quite honestly. And yeah, sometimes we'll break up with somebody and then we're stuck with, all of a sudden we got nothing but toads in front of us, which is fine. Of course, we don't want all those toads, but just because the one you broke up with is better than whatever's in front of you doesn't mean you should go back, because that one wasn't good enough either. Okay, so that's what I have to say. One door closes, another so one door closes so another can open. Should let that door remain closed. And I will actually ask the cards just to be fair. Just to be fair. And seriously, I'm going to give you one card. Okay, so. See, and it's a priest, high priest. Everything I said, you already know. And you say, will he try and reconcile with me? If he tries and reconciles with you, do not be flattered by that. That lecture that I just gave you, that's the same one that you should give him. Okay. So, hi, Eva. It's so good to see you. I did tell you guys I was going to tell you a story. I had the most interesting experience with Eva last night. And there's a point to the story. The cards, the pendulum, the runes, any kind of a tool you use, sometimes spirit will shut down on you if you are not taking the direction that you should take. And right now, I'm kind of at that spot. And so I'm asking the cards more about a certain situation in my life and not getting any answers. But having said that, I really haven't taken any steps either. So I'm guilty of that. So here I call Eva. And Eva gets out her pendulum, and she's got a glass pendulum that's really talkative, and it'll just move. All you have to do is hold it, and it's always moving. It's always moving. And so we asked the pendulum. As soon as we asked that pendulum, it went still. She couldn't make it swing. It went still. And so then she asked another question just to make sure it was working. Answered the question just fine. So finally, I have this saying. Sometimes I say it's time. Sometimes it's time to consult the map, and sometimes it's time to drive. It's one of the edicts I live by, so to speak. And so I said to Eva, ask the pendulum if it's time for me to drive. And as soon as she asked that, the pendulum just went like 90. So Eva, yes, I'm going to make an appointment and start looking into it, actually looking into it, and putting my name on some applications tomorrow. Okay, and I do it today, but today's Sunday and all the offices are closed. So thank you for that, Eva. And remember that, folks, if the cards aren't giving you an answer, it may be because it's time for you to put one foot in front of the other and get some motion going in your life. Okay.
And for those that don't know, like 90 is a saying us old folks use, and nobody knows where it originated or what it means.
Yeah, that's actually true. I have no idea where it originated with it. I have no idea what it means, and I'm definitely one of the old people. Okay. 2 votes for light blue. Yes. I like a light blue. Okay.
Who is next?
Okay, okay, blessed 1111. How are you? I wanted to ask a question. Will I pass my test on Tuesday? Ooh. Better study on Monday. Okay. If 1111 studies on Monday, will he pass his test on Tuesday? And study, prepare, whatever. Okay. So. And we'll just give 3 cards there. 1, 2, 3. My old friends. Well, you have showing promise. Shows you coming ahead of the competition. Make sure you get enough sleep. I think you might have trouble sleeping on Monday, so you might be coming into the test a little bagged, a little tired. Yes. Okay. Yes, but still get sleep. And, when I was in university, one of the things that I would do before I took a test is right before I went in, I would get 2 little cans of V8, and I would just drink them down, because what it does is when you drink all that V8 all at once, it kind of gives you a vitamin rush. And so that just kept me up enough to take an exam. Then I go home and take a nap. Okay, so.
That was it?
Yes.
That was the last question?
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so, it's 10:25. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And keep tuning in week after week. Remember, tell your friends and like, subscribe. We have the Queen of Ooga Booga email address, and that's queenofoogaBooga@gmail.com. And send me your questions in advance, and then your question will be read right first one of the week. So if you send your question ahead of time, you'll end up getting your question answered, because I can see that there are some people that didn't get their questions answered, and I'm sorry, we just ran out of time. Also, if you want to have a reading with me one-on-one at the Spa Near the Tracks, call Spa Near the Tracks. The number's right down there, 519-272-1293. No. Is that right? Oh, I got it right. 272-1293 in the 519 area code. If you send me an email at thequeenofboogabooga.com, you can also set up an online meeting. And make sure you visit SallyDiane.com to find out about upcoming classes and events and a little bit about your Queen of Ooga Booga. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.